another day. I couldn't wait until next week or next month or 6 months from now or maybe next year to start living my purpose. I could not wait another minute, another hour, or even another second to begin living my life's purpose. And so in this video, I may cry. You may feel this emotion that I have because this is one of the first videos where I am revealing and unveiling my purpose in life. And part of it is what you see behind me and what you see me wearing is the You Affirm Self. You Affirm Self was my greatest giant, my greatest mountain, my greatest failure in life. Because I, myself, dealt with what they call low self-esteem, low self-worth. I used to look at myself in the mirror and say that you're ugly. Tell myself that I would never account or be anything in life. I would look at myself and dog myself, and no one was there but me and the mirror and God. That was it. No one had to tell me to slap myself in the face. I did it for me. And when I wasn't abusing myself, I was raped. I was abused by my husband. And let me tell you, those things were done on purpose. And what do I mean by on purpose? Did I purposely set out to have someone abuse me? Did I purposely set out to look for this person to harm me? No, I did not. But there was a purpose in all of the pain. And that is what I have to share, is that purpose, because that purpose is my life's purpose and it's my life's joy. How can I turn abuse into joy? How can I turn sorrow into something I can sing about? Something that I dance about around my house when I'm thankful for everything I've been through. It's because I had a moment with myself. I had to look at myself in the mirror as an adult. No longer a child. As an adult woman, I had to look at myself in the mirror. And I had to say to myself, how did I get here? How did I get to a point where I'm living in my van with my 5 children? How did I get to the point where I'm wondering how and where we're going to bathe? How did I get to the point where we're eating breakfast, lunch, dinner in parks? How did I get here? And why? I had to look at myself in the mirror, and what I saw, I'm going to tell you, it changed my life. And that was me. I got there because of me. I began to understand that I could no longer blame the man that abused me for my life. I could not blame him for the hardships that I had endured. I cannot blame the man that raped me as a child for my life anymore. I couldn't blame them for my poor decisions. I couldn't blame them for the lack of self-respect that I have for myself. I couldn't say, well, it was because, I was abused as a child. And that's why I never valued me. I couldn't blame anybody but me. I couldn't say that it was his fault. I couldn't blame all the people in my family that never came to my rescue. I couldn't blame the people that knew and never called the police or social services. I couldn't blame anybody. Because when I looked in the mirror, the only person I saw was my reflection back to me. See, when you understand that everything in your life, everything is purpose. How can I say that? Everything is purpose. That struggle, that abuse is all purpose. But guess what? I had to look at myself, and I had to take responsibility for my life. I had to own my choices. I had to own my decisions, and I could no longer make anyone the bad guy. I could no longer make anyone else the villain. I was the villain, and I had to be my own hero. Let me say it again. I was my own villain, and I had to become my own hero. That's what I had to be. Because when it came down to it, there was no one else writing the story of my life but me. I had to realize that every time I went in the grocery store and I got someone, a cashier that had a bad attitude, and I assumed that she was just having a bad day, that she was reflecting back to me something inside of me. Now the things that began happening and unfolding in my life, I couldn't blame anybody for. I had to understand that I had to take ownership of every experience that I was having because I had the pen in my life. And when you blame someone else, you give them the power in your life. So you tell me, who do you want to have the power over your life? Do you want to give it to someone else and blame them for everything that's happened to you? You do that. But see, in this year, 2017, I hold the power in my life. I have the pen writing this story. And I'm not going to give you enough power to blame you for anything. And in fact, I thank you. I sat in a room on my bed and I cried for days when I realized that it was all me. I cried so much. I mourned because I realized I couldn't blame anybody but myself. It was Angela. It was Angela in that room. And there was no villain. And I had to get up off that bed and make a decision. Am I going to continue to be my own villain? Am I going to continue to abuse myself? See, You Affirm Self is not about good guys and bad guys, villains and victims. Hey, we do that in life every day. But You Affirm Self said, the true villain is self-violence. It is self-violence. And both people are mirror reflections of themselves to each other, and they both need to affirm themselves. So I had to make a decision. I had to decide who I was going to be, my villain or my